Hello and welcome to my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. We are back. We are here in this final season at Portugal, Portimao, for the Portuguese Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last one from Imola, you know what? I'm going to spare you. We had engine issues that caused us to retire, so we are on the back foot championship-wise here. So I'm looking to try and get myself forwards in the championship, because we are already quite a few points behind our nemesis Charles Leclerc going into this one, who has taken 2 straight wins, and all we've managed so far is a second place and a DNF. So those Red Bulls are looking mighty quick here. Can anybody beat them at Portimao? Can we beat them? Well, so far that lap looks pretty good. We were setting one of the fastest times in Q1. Q2 though, they're all starting to turn up a bit, and I'm pushing hard there. Oh, that curb's going to make me lose momentum, and that's very wide into that corner. So already just pushing a little bit too hard, and finding that we're having to push that bit extra harder just to gain that momentum. And we just don't seem to automatically have it as we sweep round the last corner. Where is it going to be? Is this going to be the top 10? Oh, it's still the fastest time. Not quite sure how it was, because we made mistakes galore on that lap. So now into Q3, try and get onto pole position. We are looking very competitive, it's got to be said. Verstappen sets a 1:14.5. Is this going to be quicker than Verstappen? No, it's not.
We've only got to remind
ourselves, and in fact we were behind Giovinazzi, and it's Lando Norris who takes pole here at Portimao, with Charles Leclerc second and Antonio Giovinazzi third for McLaren. What a lap he set. But we ended up 4th with our teammate 8th.
The Formula One circus has made its way to the southern coast of Portugal this week, and it's preparing for what I expect to be a terrific race here in Portimao. A lap of Portimao is 2.9 miles long, and it's made up of 15 turns, 9 right-handers and 6 left-handers. It's been described as a roller coaster with a lot of elevation changes. There's more than one blind summit, and the conditions today aren't going to make visibility any better. So drivers are going to have to be on the ball if we're to avoid a safety car here today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Giovinazzi, Joker, Max Verstappen and Tsunoda, Michael Schumacher, Aitken, Gasly and Valtteri Bottas, Stroll, Ocon, Robert Schwartzman and Vettel, Mick Schumacher, Russell. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Guan Yu Zhou and Nicholas Latifi, Markelov, Eilert, Lundgaard and Nikita Mazepin. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
It's an extremely wet Portuguese Grand Prix, and we've got 33 laps in these horrendous conditions to do. It is lights out and away we go, and we are wheel spinning massively off the line, and Verstappen and Tsunoda get through. Jack Aitken's Mercedes trying to get on the inside of me. I think I heard him tap someone though, and we're gonna have a virtual safety car. Because here we go, Aitken's gone on the curb and he smashed into the Ferrari of Bottas. And that's going to be a front wing gone for Bottas. Aitken really... Oh, he just had nowhere to go. He just sort of jumped over the curb, and Bottas had nowhere to go. Right, green flag racing. Schumacher and Tsunoda are caught napping there as I go up the inside of them. Tsunoda's now back on my inside, trying to fight me back and gain the position back. But I'm holding out around the outside. And that is P5 held onto there. And you can see me just holding on there. Tsunoda trying to get through. Schumacher He looks like he's got problems with another AlphaTauri behind him. And you can see here Valtteri Bottas going, well, about the speed of a double-decker bus in a traffic jam there. Bottas with no front wing, just crawling round and holding up half the field. But we now have Verstappen dead ahead of us, who's tucked up behind Giovinazzi. Round the outside there, we're going to switch to the inside for the left-hander. That is Verstappen passed. A good move by us, and I feel like at the moment we've got good pace. Verstappen now coming back down the inside. I'm going to try and outbrake him here. He's still down the inside. I'm giving him the space. But we've got the better exit speed and the better run out of the corner. And Verstappen just having to give that one up. Right, next up is Giovinazzi in P3. Leclerc is in second, so Norris did manage to hold on to first position in this race. And we've got Giovinazzi we're trying to close in on now. We've set the fastest lap of the race, so I'm making my intentions on this McLaren clear. We've braked late and tried to go to the outside there. That's not worked out for us at all. And we've got a good exit there, but I just don't think we can do anything with it. This is definitely not a passing place. I've gone out wide, trying to get a better run for the outside there, but no can do. Plus, that was exceeding track limits, so even if I did pull that off, that'd be a bit cheeky. So we're still right behind Antonio Giovinazzi on the main straight. I'm trying to get into that slipstream, but we're just not close enough. There might be a move down the inside here. No, I really wish I'd gone for that. I really wish I'd gone for that. I feel like we could have pulled that one off, but we're still behind him. Trying to do the Verstappen overtake again. It's not worked. And right now, we are starting to fall back into the clutches of Verstappen, and Giovinazzi, if anything, just starting to get away from me a little bit here. And I'm really struggling in these conditions, it's got to be said. The full wet conditions, I'm really just having to be so careful when I put the throttle on, because a split second too early and the car's stepping out. So, and I have had a few moments where the car has stepped out unseen to us. And I'm just trying to stay with Giovinazzi, but he is way too quick. Okay, Ocon, we're now watching. I think he's pulling out of the race with car issues. I don't know where he was, so I can't say if that was rotten luck for him or not. But on a race like this, anything can happen. Lando Norris sets the fastest lap. And I've just gone even quicker, so I'm making my intentions clear. I've had a better lap. And we're now starting to set back after Giovinazzi, but catching is one thing and getting past him is an entirely different kettle of fish altogether. And I just feel like we're kind of stuck here. Right, Verstappen's now coming back at me after a slower lap. He's down the outside. I've gone back across, not aware that he was still there. And it's into the gravel for us. Wow, that was clumsy. That was clumsy. And, oh, Tsunoda just whizzed past me there. Schumacher is also there. I'm trying to stay around the outside of him. I'll have the inside here, and Schumacher now back behind us. I had to really take avoiding action to not have a nasty accident with Giovinazzi there, but wow, that was clumsy. Verstappen was alongside me. I broke later and moved across thinking he wouldn't still be there, but he was still there, and we collided, and that will be wing damage for Verstappen. I've now moved over to let Schumacher through, and I've dropped down to 6th because I feel like Schumacher is quicker than me at this point, and if he's got a chance at getting after and passing Tsunoda, I do not want to hold my teammate up at all, so it's a bit of a no-brainer there.
Go now.
Right, so I'm having no joy in this race, so one thing I've now decided to do is pit in and take a bit of a gamble and go for intermediates. As I just heard on my radio that Jeff wasn't sure whether full wets or inters would be quicker. So at this point I just thought, you know what, I was in P6 anyway. I didn't have much to lose. So I just kind of figured I would give this strategy a go and just see what happened. And straight away we are 2 seconds quicker through a lap than the guys in front of us. So we were making up 2.5 to 3 seconds on them each lap. So instantly I thought, you know what, intermediates is the way to go. And I was low-key hoping that in a few laps or so, the other AI would start pitting so we could make up some positions. because obviously we were going really quick. So first up is Mick Schumacher in the Aston Martin, and we're going to go down the inside here, and we've just got so much more cornering grip and traction than the full wets, and we are just making positions up. Next up is Sebastian Vettel in the McLaren, and he's tucked up behind what I think is Robert Schwartzman, so he's being held up here. We're going to get ourselves back into the points. Vettel gets a little bit sideways out of the corner. That just enables me a run down the inside here, and that is the move done. Next up is Robert Schwartzman for 10th. And you know what? This should be pretty straightforward. We're just going to outbrake him into the left-hander, because he's going to brake quite early, and we've got that move done. That is P10. Back into the points then for us. And I tell you what,
P10,
some of our
good.
peers are
into a
not that
point-scoring
far
position.
in front of us, so we can actually start making up positions here on Stroll and Russell because of the speed we're catching them. And there's still 10 laps to go to get more positions, so it's anybody's guess where we could end up in this race. But first off, let us catch Lance Stroll,
That was the
set
fastest
another
lap of the
fastest
race.
lap. We're
Keep
going
this
about
up.
3 seconds a lap quicker than everybody, so we should catch George Russell as well.
You're
We're
increasing
going to
the
go
gap to the
down
car
the
behind
inside
by
of
a
Lance
few
Stroll
seconds per
here.
lap.
We've
Keep this up.
outbraked ourselves and gone on. Stroll did get back ahead, but now I'm going to go down the inside of the next corner, the left-hander. Stroll stays out the way. He doesn't fight me off. Aitken is just ahead of Russell, so we can move up to P7 in the next 3 or 4 laps or so. And what then, you know? Where can we end up? I don't think something like P4 or 5 ahead of where we were in P6 before we pitted is up for grabs. I still think we can do that, so we're going to push for that and see where we can end up. But now we're on the back of Jack Aitken. Pierre Gasly just ahead of him. But it's just such an advantage we have because the intermediates are just working and gripping that much better. And now we're on the main straight. We're using overtake for good measure to catch right up to Jack Aitken. This is going to be a pretty straightforward move down the inside of the Mercedes up into P7. Next up then is Pierre Gasly, Schumacher in 5th, and that is Tsunoda right there. So we can get back into P4 with still a few laps to go. So we are looking very good here. We went down the inside of Gasly. Gasly didn't see me coming and turned in on me, and I think he's damaged his front wing for that. He really should have seen me coming there, Pierre, but whatever. Next up now is Michael Schumacher tucked up behind Yuki Tsunoda, and Gasly's dropping back quite massively here. But can we get our teammate? Is he going to make it as easy for us as we made it for him when I let him through to have a go at Tsunoda? I'm hoping Michael doesn't fight this one too hard. Look how much closer we are. We're going to get this done into turn 1. We have got this done into turn 1. And now Tsunoda is just there. Giovinazzi 10 seconds in front. If we carry on catching the rate we have, P3 is still up for grabs. And after falling down to 6th because of my collision with Verstappen, getting P3 is something I would happily accept. Especially when we pitted and went down outside of the points to like P12, I think we were at one point. So I will happily accept P3, knowing that this gamble has well and truly paid off. I mean, I'd even accept P4, but look how quickly we're catching Giovinazzi. I feel like P3 is inevitable. A fastest lap of 1:25.4, and we are just cruising towards him. We are reeling him in. It's lap 32 then, and we're now about to start the last lap. Giovinazzi dead ahead of us, and
The radar
I
suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now.
don't think that Giovinazzi is going to be able to hold us off. I think he is a bit of a sitting duck here, especially with us having
is
the
your
braking
final lap.
advantage and
Final
the
lap
grip
of the race.
advantage round the corners. Here we are reeling him in. Giovinazzi sticking to the racing line. I'm going to try and have a look maybe at the inside, but he's got decent exit out of 1 and 2. So we're now going to go around the outside here,
There's
and then we're
4
going to
laps of fuel
switch to the
remaining.
inside with great traction, and that is P3. We have taken P3. If only we pitted for intermediates a couple of laps sooner, where could we have ended up with a couple more racing laps? Could we have bothered Norris and Leclerc out front maybe? Well, I guess we'll never know now, but this gamble has really paid off. And Lando Norris, I think, is going to win the race. So in terms of damage limitation, especially after a collision with Verstappen that knocked us down, and then making a pit stop, a gamble for intermediates that knocked us out the points, I think this kind of damage limitation I am very happy with. Especially given that Lando Norris is currently in the lead. We still have a third of a lap to go though, so anything could still happen, but I'm hoping Norris crosses the line to take the win. You know, they're around the last corner now, looking on the map, and Lando Norris then will be the winner of the Portuguese Grand Prix. We are 3.5 seconds almost now within Leclerc, so I think another lap or two we could have had them, but it's P3 for us with the fastest lap, and with Leclerc finishing second. You know
mate.
what?
Really well done. That was a fantastic
I am
drive.
really happy with the damage limitation we did there, given everything that happened in that race.
It's a performance that our Portuguese Grand Prix winners can be justifiably proud of, and I'm sure there'll be celebrations tonight. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
It's a heroic effort for any drivers who race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and had the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
It's a relief then that Lando Norris has taken his first win for Ferrari. A great drive by Lando to hold off the Red Bull of Leclerc. Leclerc does extend his gap by a little bit there, but not too much. But Lando Norris taking his first win for Ferrari. A great drive by Lando. Let's go Lando, Lando is okay. Yeah, let's not carry on singing. But it's P3 for us with the fastest lap, so only a further 2-point loss to Leclerc, but we need to start changing the points deficit into a points gain. Giovinazzi getting fourth, and so Tsunoda rounding out the top 5. Wow, stutter much. And you can see there the championship gap is now 35 points. George Russell 29, so Leclerc has got quite a good little gap at the moment in the championship, but I think we can close that down. Lando Norris then getting his first points of the year with that win and putting himself straight into 5th in the championship. Tsunoda up in 4th, so that's a great start by him. Aitken in 6th, ahead of his teammate Verstappen. And you can see there in the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull miles ahead of us. I need Schumacher to be doing more. Wow, these are words I never thought I'd say. Well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, TTFN guys, ta for now.